be in order. The building committee will be in order at, let's say it's 7:14. I assume everybody has seen the agenda. And the first order of business is to approve some minutes. And looking back, I note, and Mr. Atherton has noted that we still have to approve minutes from April 22nd, April 28th, and May 5th, along with the last ones of June 25th. So we'll entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Need a second, John? Dan?
Second.
All in favor? Oh, like that.
I do roll
In
call.
favor? Paul Flaherty, aye.
John
Steve
Johnson,
Atherton,
aye.
aye.
Dan Lazar's aye.
So that.
You got
unanimous
Dave
action.
on, Paul. Dave's on
What?
too. Dave
Oh,
O'Brien.
he is? All
Yep,
right.
just
He's
popped
not
on.
He's not on my screen. Dave, you there?
You're on mute,
Oh,
Dave.
Dave, you there? He's on mute.
Yep.
And all right, for the people that the first time meeting, we have a new face on the screen, Marcus Moss. He's the another Vertex fellow.
Yep, Marcus. Yep, Marcus
for
will
having
be assisting with the project once we get into construction. After,
Thank you,
well,
guys,
he's
for
in,
having
he's involved now. He's involved in pre-call, but we'll continue on.
Okay. So we got an approval of the minutes.
Yep.
So the next order of business will be Mr. Kirby or Weston Sampson. I just want to preface this that the agenda that we had was put together here was a little robust for the information that we have. There's still some information that we're in the process of gathering before a couple of these votes that we've noted on the agenda can be taken. So let's see what Mr. Kirby has to say. Go ahead, Steve, it's yours.
All right, thank you, Paul. Good evening, everyone. As Paul noted, we got a little optimistic with the agenda for tonight's meeting. Agenda was approved minutes, which just happened. We'll go through design progress since the last meeting, do a schedule update. Proprietary items, we are going to have to defer to the next DPW Building Committee meeting. We will go through the list of pre-qualified contractors and both general and subs and request a vote to approve. Bid alternates, listing in order, and also bid documents. We will also be deferring those to the next building committee meeting. And then we can, if there's any other topics or public comment, we can go through that. So since our last committee meeting, which was in June 25th, we actually met with the planning board probably a couple times in between, but on the 11th, the planning board approved the project contingent on 4 items. First item being Concom approval, which we got approval from Concom the following day on the 12th, although we have not seen the order of conditions yet, which needs to be included in the contract documents. The access deed from the school for the driveway. Haven't seen anything on that. I don't know, Dennis, whether you might have an update on that or not.
We did some.
What was that, Dennis?
We do have it.
We did get that access deed?
Well, we have the original, but it never got recorded.
Okay, that was one of the items that the planning board wanted to get, before they gave their fourth item, which is their final planning board approval, and they also wanted the board of health approval. So there was four, it's approved contingent upon those four items.
Board of Health approval for the septic system to be abandoned, you're talking about? That generally happens during construction.
Yeah, I believe that's true.
I know,
That's
but
not-
yeah,
That's
I'm
not
just telling
generally
you,
something you get ahead of time.
I know, but I'm telling you what their conditions were. So we have to respond in some manner. And I don't think it's necessary response as a presentation. I think we just got to get them the information.
Okay, so number one, conservation is done, and
Yes,
Bill
yes.
Taylor recorded it 2 weeks ago. So if you don't have a copy of it, I can send that over to you, but we have the order of conditions.
Yeah, we
We
got that.
absolutely need that to go into the documents. And
Yeah,
we need to
we got that.
look at it.
We got that the other day, I think.
You
so
did?
we have- Yeah.
Okay.
All
I
right.
have not seen it.
Just
So if you
if
could-
I might, Steve, just a quick note on the planning board. As you may recall, the the drawings we presented showed the old fuel island. And we didn't want to mess up the process by introducing that at the last moment. So we're planning on issuing or submitting a request for an administrative change to, show the new fuel island and the old one removed. Hoping that they'll accept it that way and won't open another hearing. I don't see that they would. So that we're going to be doing that shortly.
Okay. And you're gonna go through Mike Antonellis on that?
Yeah, correct.
He's a good first start.
Yeah.
So again, Conservation Commission closed their hearing on the 12th, and it sounds like we got the recorded order of conditions. So if at some point, JP, if you could send that over to us just so we have it.
Sure.
The Eversource gas, well, maybe I was a little optimistic on this too. The agreement we thought was in place. We certainly got a price, we got a scope, but it appears that they never sent the final paperwork to the town. So we'll follow up on that. We are continuing contact with National Grid for the request for the service upgrade, and we reached out to Gene Tinlin on that.
We do have a work order for that. We sent
Yeah,
that
they gave
out.
us a number, and then
Yeah.
so we're a lot closer than we were a month ago
Correct.
with finalizing that. We did we did go through the contractor pre-qualification process, which I'll get into in a couple slides from now. And essentially the design update is the drawing set was issued to the building committee along with the pre-qualification SOQs. And Weston Sampson is finishing up the specification project manual shortly, and so we can get that out for the committee to also take a look at. Project schedule, like I said, Planning Board, Conservation Commission was in August, June or August. We were doing contractor pre-qualification. I was saying the construction documents, really meaning the project manual, tentatively complete by September 4th. I had thought maybe we could have a meeting, sort of follow-up meeting on the 9th with the committee. We can figure that out at the end of this meeting, or when, so we can do the finalize some of these votes we're deferring. Ideally, bid documents could be issued to bidders middle of September, followed week the 16th, the 23rd, have a pre-bid briefing session for the bidders on site. October 7th, file sub, October 21st, general bids. And again, we really haven't pushed this out, but awarding the contract ideally early November so they can get started, and then probably going November to January with the construction period. I've got this as a tentative schedule because there's a few things we have to iron out. You know, we really have to have a finalization with National Grid on the service upgrade. I think we're close with the planning board now. We'll be able to get the Concom order conditions into the documents. And then we need the project manual. So that's sort of a schedule we're looking at now. We'll try and pull it closer if we can. This is sort of a recap of the proprietary items procedure, but I'm not gonna recap that again because at this point, we don't have any proprietary items to list. If we do, we're gonna have to work on that in the next couple weeks and defer that to the next building committee. And there's a possibility that we won't have any. I don't think we've ever really wrapped up that conversation.
Steve?
Yes, sir.
Steve, my notes indicate that, on that June 26th meeting, we, voted to go with, Johnson and Controls as a proprietary item.
That was for BAS, and I believe we also discussed access control, Steve. Those are the only two that really make any
Yeah.
sense, and they're not big. Neither are big, so there's no real commercial challenge to having them being proprietary.
Well, we still have to go through the process, and this committee has to vote to recommend
No, I agree. I
proprietary
totally agree, but I think
items.
they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but and then ultimately they get voted by the select board. There's some work to do on that. To recommend to the select board two specific items, maybe we can do that, but we're not ready to present to the select board because there's a lot of backup documentation that has to happen. It's essentially they're looking for a study and the justifications. I leave that up to the committee if you wanna ID, Johnson Controls as a sort of a general, a general category as opposed to a real specific model. And then I'm
I
not
want
sure
a general category because I don't want the fire alarm system. If I can avoid it.
Well, it would not be the fire alarm. It would just be the ATC.
Yeah, and
Or
the other thing
building
too is we do need to figure out who the access control is so we can match those up. So he can have the same fobs for all the buildings and they're easy to manage.
Then I say we just defer to the next committee meeting. But we're gonna have to meet sooner than 2 months.
If I may, Steve, from the minutes from that July 20, the last meeting, motion made and seconded to recommend using Johnson Controls for the BMS control for the HVAC system, so that it's contingent with the BMS control system used at the community center. Motion was unanimous of members present. So that theoretically, we've already done that issue.
Okay, so then we have the access control to do.
I know we talked about access control because at the community center and at town hall, I don't know about the other buildings, but those two are Verkada is who access control is through.
Well, the key to this is that we're voting for proprietary for work that would be installed under the general contractor. If something, Verkada system is if any of it's installed under state bid list owner vendor, that's a different story. But I always tend to want my access control installed by the general contractor because of the interaction with other trades.
Agree.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I just want
Okay.
to make sure it's the same system that we use for the other buildings. I don't want multiple systems being used. So I have to have different fobs ordered and, you know what I mean?
Service contracts, all that other fun
Right,
stuff.
right, exactly.
And that's the exact justification to do proprietary, that you're
Yep.
having a townwide system. Okay, so I'll update this as Johnson Controls was previously voted, but the next time we'll go with the Verkada and have the vote on that.
All right,
So that can go to the select board.
very good.
Contractor pre-qualification, just as a quick recap, any construction cost estimate greater than 10 million. Mass General Law, Chapter 149 requires pre-qualification of general contractors and the file subbidders. We issued the RFQ at the end of June. We advertised it. We got statement of qualifications back from, what was it, Matt, about 120 contractors, both GCs and subcontractors.
Yes.
We had information that they had to fill out for business owner information, management personnel, similar project experience, which is big. Any terminations, legal proceedings, their safety record. MBE and WBE we eliminated because it doesn't apply on this project. Project references, credit references, public project references, revenue under contract, a bonding letter, and then their certificate of eligibility. An update statement requires a 4-person evaluating team, 2 from the owner, which was Paul and Dennis, and then 1 from the designer, 1 from the OPM. Maureen Westman from our company managed the process throughout. And we had scheduled meetings that were held and documented. General contractors and file subcontractors have to pass an overall score of 70, but there's individual scores that also have to reach a certain limit. And then the pre-qualification subcommittee recommends to the building committee to vote on approve the following general and trade contractors. So we did, I mean, we still got quite a few bidders, but we did end up eliminating some for various reasons. But right now and they will be notified in due time. But what we need is just the committee to vote to approve the ones that we've gone through with the process. So I've got 3 pages of listing of contractors. As you can see, we come down to 15 general contractors that were pre-qualified, 11 masons, 9 Miss Metals, 9 waterproofing, damproofing, and caulking contractors. I'll leave it up here for a little bit. If you guys want to take a look at it, let me know when to go to the next page. I can point out that Hutter did the community center. And
Dave
we-
O'Brien, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Is there any conflict with you and Senator Della Masonry?
Well, obviously my wife probably was the one who submitted that information to be pre-qualified for the masonry. So if there's, I don't even know how much masonry is involved in this, but, obviously my wife's family's business. So I guess it'd be
What I would suggest, Dave, is that when we vote, you recuse yourself from the vote on the masonry
yes,
subtrade.
understood. Yes.
Everything else is fine, but
Yep.
I don't want to have any kind of an issue with someone saying, hey, that's collusion or whatever they want to come up with. So you recuse yourself from that one. We can vote individually, and then we'll have that on the record.
Understood.
Steve will record that for the minutes.
Yep, that's right.
And
Okay.
again, David, it's only with respect to the masonry.
Right.
Yeah, no, we want you voting on the rest of them, but
Yep, that's right.
glass and glazing, we got 9. Tile, we got 9. Acoustical ceiling tile, we got 6 pre-qualified. Resilient floors, we got 9. Painting, we got 12 painters. Fire protection, 7. plumbing 16, HVAC 14, and electrical 14. So with that number, even if we get only half of those who actually submit a bid, we still got quite a bit of competition.
And Steve, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, but Mercia and, who was it? GVD?
Yeah,
We had a-
KMD Mechanical and
KMD
Mercer
rather.
Electric worked
And
on
they-
the
Yeah, go ahead.
on the community. They worked on the community center.
Dan, I see you have a hand up.
And,
You're muted though.
we had a very favorable relationship with Mercia. I wish Dennis still goes back to them with
Yeah.
problems back then, so.
Dan, you got a question, Dan?
Yeah, in any of the reviews, are all the ones that have active claims, lawsuits, all that stuff been kind of stripped out, all those people removed from the list in your screening? Or
The
is there
screening is
anybody that-
Screening is very specific as far as points. I mean, they can potentially have some kind of litigation going on, because a lot of times they'll end up having potentially a demand for direct payment from a subcontractor. But we go through everything very, very, very carefully. Matt can attest to that. He did a lot of this.
Yes, so one of the things that we evaluate, they're required to put all of their legal proceedings in their statement of qualification. One of the things that we look at is that it is that any legal things that are related to the construction of a project, sometimes you get things that show up in their Schedule E, I think it is, that are related to things like bid protests or actions by others that impact their selection for a project, or in one case we had somebody who had something that showed up in relationship to their status as an MBE that had nothing to do with the construction of a project. So we look at both what's the fact that there's anything in there and what that is. If it's concluded adversely against the contractor, they lose points.
Okay,
JP?
Yeah, thanks. Just a question, once this is voted and approved, this list gets published, is that correct?
Correct. It goes. I think it has to be published in Combis, but it also goes into the front end of the specification.
Okay.
Right.
And when that's published, is there, do we give them an indication of the schedule of bidding at that point, even though it might not be totally set, but just so that, just
We do.
concerned? Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
we
Okay.
do. So we internally, we talked about that, trying to figure out, how a lot of times we have a date and it's easy, it plugs it in. If we don't, we got to give sort of like a range, but these pre-qualifications don't expire quickly. They're
No,
good
I'm
for
just
one.
worried about them contractors losing interest, like, oh, it's taking too long, I'm not gonna bother anymore, but hopefully
Right,
not.
right.
Yeah. Thanks.
And Dan, this the scoring system on all these different contractors and GCs, that's all in part of that big file that they sent out the end of last week.
yeah, I was kind of perusing it ahead of this meeting and looking at it, I saw a whole bunch of them in red, most of those have been removed, the ones that were in red.
Yes.
Okay,
Read every single SOQ that we sent you?
now I looked at a few interesting ones, I know a few of these names.
Oh, I'm sure you do. You
Across
went
all
direct to the fire
trades.
protection guys, right?
Yeah, I've actually been working with many of those projects. I have many of those contractors on my projects for folks locally.
Right.
It's a good list.
In general, we were very, very happy with the response that we got. I think we did actually 2 rounds of advertising to assemble this pool of contractors to evaluate. And I think actually between those, the final count was 147 respondents, which is one of the
Okay.
largest contractor pools for a Vertex pre-qualification that I can recall. I think it's one of the largest ones we've ever had.
People hungry to work for around here for sure.
Absolutely.
Backlogs are light, very light in New England, very, very light.
And
So,
and it's,
Mr.
I mean, it's
Chairman,
in
are
a
we ready
range
for a
of,
motion?
yeah, go ahead.
Are we ready for a motion? So I'll make a motion to approve the list of pre-qualified bidders as recommended by the pre-qualification committee. And the list
Second.
will be attached to the minutes.
Second,
We're good with this, Matthew? All right,
Yes, although I think for purposes of the vote, we wanted to note that Dave O'Brien's vote is an abstention for the masonry subcategory.
well,
Right.
do we want to prove the GCs and then the subs, or just, we can just note it as you just did, that Dave O'Brien has recused himself.
From the
Oh, no,
masonry.
to do that, we gotta do 2 votes. I'm gonna do 2 votes, all right?
Okay. So
So
let's amend the motion to only include the general contractors or include everything except the masonry sub-bid. How's that work?
that
that work?
works.
Okay.
Yep,
So the motion is to approve the list of pre-qualified bidders except for the masonry sub bidders.
seconded again.
All in, roll call vote, Paul Flaherty, aye.
Brackett tonight.
John Johnson, I.
Dave O'Brien, aye.
Dan Lazar's aye.
Show that unanimous of all present. Now, I'll entertain a motion for the masonry contractors and specify at the beginning that Dave O'Brien has recused himself from this vote due to a family issue with one of the pre-qualifiers.
Understood.
Second,
Any more discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote. Paul Flaherty, aye.
Brackett tonight.
John Johnson, I.
Guess that's it. Show that.
Dan Lazar's aye.
All right.
And Dave needs to say nay or
Nay.
abstain.
Abstain.
so yeah, it's 5-0, and then the second one was 4-0.
Yes.
Yep, with a one
And-
recuse.
And again, an indication that Dave O'Brien recused himself.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. Appreciate
We got
that.
one out of the way.
Yeah. Bid alternates is another thing. We're not quite ready. We did have parking canopy, as was talked about, as being a potential bid alternate, but there may be others. JP and Tony, any input on that?
Well, I believe we have the automated sliding gate as an alternate as well. But I think we'll want a separate discussion first to determine if we want to have a third one just to make sure that we're within budget.
Steve, I
Okay.
think we would defer that to a working group meeting for discussion before we bring it to the committee.
Absolutely, because we want to know the cost on it also.
Yeah.
Expected
I
cost.
think where we left that off previously, if I'm not mistaken, was that we wanted time to evaluate some of the different gate styles so that you could present Dennis with some options to determine what would work best.
Yes, but I'm talking about a third alternate
Mhm.
to be sure that we're within budget.
Yeah, understood.
Yet to be determined.
Okay. And then, like I mentioned before, approval of bid documents. Right now, we just have the drawing set that has been issued to the committee members. And we're finishing up the specification book, which we'll also issue before we have the vote. I guess going back,
Can I make one request on that? To make it easier for all of us, can we get that loaded into a Bluebeam studio session? And we can host, the town can host, we have the ability to host, and I'll make sure people get viewer software. I mean, I think if we can do both, it'll be easier to get it stuff.
I can't answer that because I don't know if we have,
Oh, what
Matt, do
would
you
you
know if we
need?
have access to that? Is that something that we can access?
We use that regularly with, but you said the town would do that?
But we have, the town has 3 licenses to Bluebeam. Yep, we have full Bluebeam review.
Okay. Do you need us to do something to set that up then, or
If you guys want to host it, that's fine. I mean,
we
that
can,
way
we can?
we can give you people to go into it.
Tony's saying no.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can host it. I'm guessing if the town has that capability, that they would need to host it on their side.
Yeah, we can
JP,
host it.
Yeah, JP, my impression is
We can't
that
invite
what we're
outside
doing
people.
is an internal thing.
Oh, my mistake. Okay.
And I think Vertex, we all had a choice, I believe, of Bluebeam or Adobe.
Yeah,
Does that ring
Steve,
a
I
bell?
think what Dan is talking about is the ability for a online, I don't remember the term, but a collaborative review that everybody can be in Bluebeam and editing at the same time, not editing, but providing
Making
comments
One,
live.
instead of multiple documents, it's all on one document.
That's
Correct.
Yeah,
right.
be hosted in one place.
Okay.
So
Sort of
all
like
we would need
sort
to
of like a
provide to
Teams
the
live
town, in
document.
my understanding, sorry, Steve, is, and I think the town has it, is just the Bluebeam documents. And then that gets loaded into a Bluebeam studio session.
Yeah, we can do it. We've used it before with a few of our building permit applicants and one of our preempted private entities in town. It's been a great way to track stuff. And then that way we have a few folks that can scribe things too for meetings. That way if people have questions, we can just, our committee meeting, get together and scribe stuff.
So it's my understanding that the town has what they need to do that in terms of just, we've provided the PDF documents, so it's just up to the town to
Okay,
load that
you'll give
into
us a
studio
box, you'll
session.
give us a box or whatever FTP site you're gonna transfer the docs down. I see they're nicely sized at 2 gigabyte. So,
Well, the drawings was issued. I think it was
It was a
120
download
yeah.
link.
Yeah.
okay. Oh, the
So
2
that-
gigabyte was the koalas for all the
Yeah,
Okay.
those.
Right, that
um,
was huge, right. No,
That's
this is,
a significant amount of things and there are some that are significantly larger than others because some of the contractors give you everything under the sun as part of their quals package. And some are much more concise than others.
they think they're winning because they're putting weight on the scale.
Yeah, pretty much.
so just let me confirm, Dan, you haven't received the link for the drawing set yet?
I'll go check. I think I have.
Okay,
If not, let me know and I can forward it.
Okay.
I just
Yeah.
want to make sure, because we didn't really hear back from anybody who, whether they got it or they didn't, but.
Yeah, you guys probably would have saw the download links. I know I had 1 or 2 that had a
I
problem.
think
I'll
the
double
second of
check.
2 that I sent, Steve Racketon, you responded to me that it seemed to work for you.
That's right, Steve did respond, right.
I think the first iteration had a set of security permissions that were not allowing everybody public or from this group access, and I think we corrected that with the second round.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do the same thing with Bluebeam. It'll be very tracked and restricted, and we'll keep a record of everything.
So then for somebody like me that's not that that's kind of technological challenge, what'd you just decide to do?
You'll still have PDFs, but there'll be a place where you could go look at it, and I'll show Steve how to set it up, and he can go over and get you a viewer, and you can get, there's a free viewer you can look at and load up, and we can make sure. But the town has 3, we have 3 full licenses for Bluebeam, and the viewers are free. So
All right, thank you. All right, now that we've got that out of the way,
So
Steve,
that's it for me, Paul. It's on to the other topics.
all
Agenda.
right, Dennis. Just to bring everybody up to date again, there's still a discussion around what's gonna happen to the trailer. And basically, it's been decided that the trailer has to be moved before we do anything. So that's the
Yep.
easiest way to operate. And Dennis is exploring the possibility of going down to the old senior center.
Oh, I am. I'm going to the old senior center. I was
So
there
that's it,
today.
All right, so just so everybody understands.
The senior
the-
center, the old senior center is like Taj Mahal compared to the trailer. It has
Dennis, do
two
you
bathrooms.
really want anybody to know you're down there? I mean, that could be a sanctuary if you keep it quiet.
No.
They
It's
Yeah, but
have
now
already,
everything I need.
it's already been leaked out. Don't worry about that. It's a small town. Doesn't take long for that to leak out.
Dennis, I say this tongue in cheek, but you're gonna mow the grass before you get on there?
Yeah, I'll probably clean that place up.
The only one that's not gonna be too happy about this is Cody's Restaurant, because people going to there park over there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be happy about it because I can walk right over and
No,
get
that's
breakfast.
yeah, we can walk over.
I
So-
figured you'd be in the Ristine building so you could manage the bridge project by looking out the window.
It's true. The only problem with the Ristine is it's not ADA compliant, so, and I need my office to be compliant.
It's outdoors compliant.
There's no bathrooms.
Yeah.
The
Right,
bathroom's not compliant. I get you on that one.
and there's a issue with one of the doorways or the hallway or something, it's not wide enough, or I forget.
Yeah, the senior center's fine.
Yeah.
We pay for both buildings and they're empty.
Honestly, I wish I had moved in there 2 years ago.
Yeah, really. Been
It
empty,
has
right?
heat and air conditioning that works, you know?
We're gonna get your first aid kit. You can hop over to the building. We get the every other day EMS call we have there. You can check them first, make sure they're good.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody else have any comments, additions at this point? I'm gonna say no, so let's come up with a couple more dates so we can get everybody together and see this. Hold on, Marie, I'll get to you. To come up with these things so we can try to get this thing behind us and get
Like I
the
said,
process.
I had indicated a month and a half or 2 months ago, and a long time ago when we were talking, that my only real vacation this year was the first full week of September. And I generally go away that week. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th is my only vacation that's going to come into
Yeah,
play
yeah.
here.
Yeah, but you take your computer with you, don't you?
No,
You can call it
Baloney.
remote, right?
when I go over to the vineyard, I'm going to toss my phone in the ocean.
So,
All right, so
we want to do the week of the 14th.
okay, the week of the 14th, yeah.
Have a town hall building committee meeting on the 16th.
Oh, that would have been the day.
That one's
Well,
at 5 o'clock.
oh,
Do you anticipate it going long enough that if we used the 7 o'clock time slot here, it would be
No.
No,
overlapping?
no, it won't go, it won't.
I mean, you could
Probably
do
go
Tuesday.
an hour,
You
an
could
hour
do
and 5
Tuesday
minutes.
if you want. Just so you're not having meeting after meeting. If you want to go well, I know, I'm just looking at my calendar. My Tuesdays evening is open at 7 on the
Well,
15th.
I try to be careful about the Tuesdays because that's select board nights, and a lot of times I'm requested to the
Okay.
select board meetings.
Okay.
I try to leave that open.
Monday, the 14th, or do you just want to say, Wednesday, the 16th at 7, and the other meeting will be wrapped up by then?
I would think so. When are we doing the next working group? Have we come up with a date with that?
We have not. And I guess I would ask Tony, when would you be ready to maybe wrap up a few items? I know not. Do we want to touch base next week?
Steve, I think I need till Wednesday or Thursday to wrap up the spec book, the front end and the technical specifications. So I'm gonna say Thursday next week. I don't know that we could have a working group meeting next week. I'd be prepared to do that. We could start a discussion about the alternates, the bid alternates on the second, if that made sense. Just keep things going and get something in the calendar, 10 a.m. on, just because that was a previous time on Wednesday the 2nd. But we could also defer that.
So the second I have a meeting, I'm booked between 9:30 and 11:30.
Yeah, I have something at 10 on the 1st and the 2nd and the 3rd. But later on, let's see. The 2nd, I could be available from 12 to 3.
Yeah, my afternoon on the 2nd is pretty full. I could do 4 o'clock, but my afternoon on the 2nd isn't good.
No, not for me either.
How about 11 o'clock on the 3rd, for instance?
I have a 10 and I have an 11 that goes to 1.
I'm good on the 3rd. We have a special town meeting at 5 o'clock, but yeah, so I'll need I gotta
And
meet
I
with the
don't
board an
necessarily
hour
have to be
before that.
present. I mean, I'm actually looking at my calendar and I'm supposed to be on vacation that week, but it looks like I got a whole bunch of meetings already lined up.
All right, just throwing this out there. Do we skip to the next week? I could do something at 10 or 11 on the 8th. Wednesday's a wash for me. That's not good, but I could do something the morning of the 10th.
What about 11 on the 8th?
So remember, guys, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I'm gone.
Oh, sorry, Dennis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're determined you're gonna ruin my vacation, aren't you?
No,
You just not, yeah, you can go on vacation, you just not make like the decisions that we make. All right, so let's go back. And Tony, you said the afternoons of Wednesday, the 2nd and 3rd were no good for you?
correct.
What about Friday, the 4th?
I am wide open on the 4th.
Oh my.
Works for me.
10 o'clock?
That works for me.
Okay. I might be calling in from the Cape, but that's fine.
I'll send an invite.
I'd be happy to do an in-person meeting wherever you are, Steve, on the Cape.
So, oh, you want me to host? Yeah, sure.
I'll be there Thursday night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
good.
in a meeting.
All right, we'll
No, nobody
get that. We'll get that out.
Mr. Chairman, don't forget Marie had a question. You're muted. There you go.
No, I'm not now. Going back, Marie, you had a, you had a question.
Oh, no, I just, no, no comments, no public comments, thank you.
Go ahead.
She's good.
Nope, she said no comments.
Okay. So the working group is Friday the 4th.
At 10 o'clock.
Can
Right,
we kind
I
of
will-
come up with another meeting for this committee?
think it'd be the week-
I'm afraid it's gonna be
I
in
would
that
just
week of
go
the
for Wednesday
14th.
nights. I would just go for Wednesday nights, Paul. I'd just pick that Wednesday night of that week of the 9th and have
We're
this
not,
committee.
Dennis isn't available.
That's fine.
it's-
You'll have to carry his torch. We can get a few things done. He can just leave us things to make sure we keep the ball moving.
Oh, that's my intent, Dan, to keep this thing, keep moving forward. Dennis, do you trust us?
Yes, I do.
It's getting close, so we're kind of there, almost there.
I agree.
Momentum's important.
All right, so Wednesday, the 9th at 7.
Yes.
And we'll all call Dennis's cell phone at that time.
Good luck. You know what's going to be scary is I'm going to answer, but you're not going to understand me.
Gonna be at the Black Dog.
That's where I'll be. Really be at
Well,
the lookout.
I would hope that most of the outstanding issues could probably be resolved between the working group going forward, and we would have a good idea what's going to be available or not be available to discuss or vote on.
Yeah,
The
I
following
think
Wednesday.
that's true. It should just be procedural.
So I'm
That's
fine with
actually
that.
a good spacing, if I might say so, just because anything that comes out of the working group that we want to make sure gets onto the agenda for full building committee discussion, if it's 10 a.m. Friday, then we can turn around and finalize the agenda, get that posted with time to spare before Wednesday's building committee.
Yep. Now we gotta get it to Denise.
Yep.
Well, you can post first thing Monday morning, right? You could
Yeah.
if you had to.
Yeah,
And
Right, yeah.
and you
Yeah,
gotta
right up
remember
front.
it gives us a little bit of wiggle room though. It's-
Yeah, 2 days
And-
before.
and Friday the town hall shuts down at 12 o'clock, but if Denise knows it's coming, she'll put it up.
Yeah,
She can post it Monday and that's fine. We don't
Yeah.
need her to stay. We'll have it in her inbox, that's all.
yeah.
All right. Anybody else have anything to add to this?
I make a motion,
Just so we're together. Just so we're together, the next building committee meeting is Wednesday, the 9th at 7 o'clock. Everybody's on board with that?
Yes.
Yep.
Fine.
Yep.
Dan had a motion to adjourn.
I'll second
I'll
that.
second.
Roll call vote, Paul Flaherty, aye.
John
Rocket,
Johnson,
aye.
aye.
David O'Brien, aye.
Dan Lazar's eye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time and effort.
Have a good night.
All right,
Yeah, thanks all.
carry on.